Are you a veteran with a VA loan and want to learn more about the VA loan assumption benefit and what that process is? Hi, I'm Jason Skinrud, mortgage loan officer in Salt Lake City, Utah with licenses in multiple states and United States Air Force veteran. This video is part of my Know Your Benefit series, and specifically today we're going to be talking about the benefit of the VA loan assumption. And the reason why I decided to make this video was because recently I was on a Zoom call with several other veterans who are in the real estate business, and we were talking about benefits of using your VA loan, and the topic that had come up was, of course, the VA loan assumption. First, let's talk about what the VA loan assumption is, and that is where your buyer, if you currently have a VA loan on your home and you're selling it because you're PCSing, relocating, whatever other kind of life thing is going on for you, you're selling it to a buyer, and it allows them to actually take over the existing terms of your VA loan. So that would include the balance and the rate, which can be a big benefit to the buyer, especially if rates have risen. Here I've pulled up a copy of just a sample mortgage note that I have saved on my computer, and you can clearly see right here at the very top where it says note, it says, "Notice, this loan is not assumable without the approval of the Department of Veterans Affairs or its authorized agents." Now, this is a very big benefit that the VA has extended to us as veterans, to be able to allow other people. And it doesn't necessarily have to be veterans. It can really be anybody else, as long as they can qualify. They can actually go ahead and assume your VA loan. So they can be a civilian or another veteran. What are some of the advantages or benefits to the buyer who is assuming your VA loan? The first is that if you have a really low interest rate that's lower than what current rates are, this can be a big benefit to them because it allows them to assume and take over those existing terms. Another benefit is that VA loans are a lot easier to qualify for than other types of financing. And so it does extend some opportunities to people that may have a harder time qualifying or buying your home under conventional financing. I do want to talk about some of the disadvantages too. One of the things that can really limit the buyer pool is if you have a lot of equity in your home. And so let's kind of cover that scenario briefly. I created this scenario here to talk a little bit more about how the VA loan assumption actually works in reality. And let's say that you purchased your home in 2019 for the US average home price of $384,600. And during the course of maybe 2020 or 2021, you refinanced with the record low interest rates and got a killer rate on your VA loan. And so now it's a really big benefit because rates have increased and you want to be able to pass that benefit on to a buyer. However, now that you're selling your home and at the end of 2021, the average home price is now $477,900 because your buyer can only assume the existing loan balance on your loan. There's now quite a difference between what you owe and what your home is worth. And so what this scenario can quite possibly do is that it can really limit your buyer pool because, in theory, the buyer is going to have to pay you in cash over $93,000 in order to be able to assume your loan, because again, they can only assume what's currently owed on the balance of the loan and not borrow the full purchase price of the house. Next, let's talk about what that process is for someone to assume your VA loan. The first thing that you're going to want to do is contact your current lender so that you can know exactly what the guidelines are in order to be able to have them assume that loan. Also, it'll give you an idea of what the time frame is because depending on your individual circumstances, the assumption may just need to be approved by the lender itself, or they may need to get the VA involved, which of course will add some more time kind of to the time frame for them to qualify. And so it can potentially take weeks for the regional loan center to be able to go through that approval process with you. Thank you for checking out this video. If you found that the information was helpful, please consider giving the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. If you have questions, as always, be sure to ask them down below and check out some more of the videos on my Know Your Benefit series so that you can learn more about your VA loan benefit. Thank you for watching.